Okay, I'm Joey Evans.
And I'm Brian Getz.
And we're here to talk about recent balloon sculpture we put on Facebook and things like that we did here in Fort Myers, Florida at FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University, which was a 20-foot massive basketball player for ESPN.
Absolutely.
And first of all, we'll go into how we got the event. I knew ESPN was coming to town. I wanted to get something huge to get noticed, so contacted them about that, and they seemed to be fine with it. But they couldn't pay for it, they didn't have the budget, so we got a sponsor and made it happen. Gave Brian a call and said, Brian, we've got a month, let's plan it. And made sure he was available to fly down and help out the event.
So yeah, then we had to figure out some of our planning beforehand. We had to figure out how to make a person. We'd never made a person that big. We'd never made a face that big.
Right.
And so we had to figure out what type of face design. I actually spent 4 hours and did an entire practice face from here up that ended up being that big. So we got that prepared. We figured out how many balloons. We ordered our balloons and we got our crew together.
Yeah.
So I flew down. Got off the plane, didn't even go to your house. We went straight there.
Straight there.
Met up with the crew of 4, myself, you, Alexandra, and your friend Susie.
Susie. So luckily we had ordered enough balloons to do the entire project, and we actually ordered more because we weren't sure which avenue we were going to go. For instance, we started to make some different types of faces, prototypes. One worked, one didn't. We decided to go with that. And then also arm and leg wise, we were going to go one direction, ended up going weaving into a different direction.
Yeah.
So Brian flew in at 10 o'clock, by 9:30 in the morning, and we got to the place about 10:30.
Yep. We started working on it, got my inflator out, blew up all the balloons that we needed. Had one person blowing up balloons a lot of the time, and the rest of us just weaving and weaving and weaving and weaving ad nauseum for hours. Yes. It takes some time.
It does.
But then we got our details set. We wove the jersey, we wove the shorts, we wove the head, and then we figured out exactly what arm design we were using. We figured out what leg design we were using, and then we even changed that because we made him a little too tall. We couldn't get him to hang from the ceiling right, so we needed to give him some bent knees. We needed to change his arms so that we could fit him in the 25-foot space. You know it's great when you've got, your problem is that it won't fit under the 25-foot
We went too big, so we had to size it down a bit. And then we had to add the hands and then inflate the 3-foot round that was to be the basketball. And that finally we got done. Lights were off at 2 a.m. That was the last time we could be in the arena, and we got done at
about 1:30, 1:45. Went home and slept for a few hours because we had to get back there at 8 o'clock to rig it back up.
Because he was assembled, but he wasn't assembled because he was so massive we couldn't bring him through the door all together in one unit. So we had the shorts and the legs here, and then the torso and the head here, and walked him through.
So we took the 2 pieces out there, we hooked them all together. We got some folks that are great at tying stuff up and doing knots and fishing line. And so we got these professional fishermen to help us rig it up. I got on a 25-foot lift, went all the way up to the ceiling and pulled him up. Tried not to pop him, tied him up to the ceiling. And oh my goodness, it was really cool.
It was. And then once he's up like this, then we also had someone on his feet, pulled him back.
Yeah, and he's just flying through the air, kind of like that, dunking.
You can see the picture.
Okay, we gotta tell him the stats. We gotta tell him the stats.
Stats, all right.
20 foot tall.
20 foot tall.
So he's 20 foot tall. He's about 800 balloons. We're not sure. We didn't really keep track.
Yeah.
But somewhere around 800. He has size 80 shoes.
80 shoes.
So he's hung 25 foot up in the air. And
weight-wise, he might have to bulk up a bit to play in the league.
He's only about 8 pounds. You can actually just kind of lift him up with one finger. And he's based on their star forward over there at Florida Gulf Coast University. And as we were taking our pictures, look who walks in. We had to get him out there and say, hey, can we get your picture with yourself? So he didn't even know we made it after him. He just walked in. What? That's my number.
It was, and he's the one that last year did all the dunks over Georgetown, was their star player, and we got his picture right underneath. There's a little Chase Fielder next to big Chase Fielder. So it was really good. And tomorrow, ESPN will be down, and hopefully get some airtime there too.
I'm open.
So it's a fun super sculpture to do, and it's fun to actually just try to get that experience and also get the press.
Yeah.